Captain Zara-chan stared at the tactical display in disbelief, her weathered hands gripping the command console of the research vessel Meridian. The ancient derelict they discovered drifting in the Kepler 442 system had just single-handedly destroyed 3 hegemony dreadnoughts in less than 30 seconds. "Captain," whispered her tactical officer, Lieutenant Kumar, his voice barely audible over the bridge's emergency lighting. "The energy readings, they're off the charts. That thing just discharged more power than our entire fleet combined." The derelict vessel hung motionless against the starfield, its hull a patchwork of alien metals and Earth-manufactured titanium steel composites. Dr. Elena Vasquez, the expedition's xenoarchaeologist, had been studying the ship's markings for weeks. Now, as debris from the hegemony ships drifted past their viewports, those ancient symbols seemed to pulse with newfound significance. "The hull markings, Dr." Vasquez called from her station, her voice tight with excitement and terror. "I've been wrong about the dating. This isn't from the lost colony period. The isotopic decay patterns. Captain, this ship is over 800 years old. It predates the Great Exodus." Captain Chen felt her blood chill. 800 years ago, Earth had been a backwater planet, barely managing interplanetary flight. The hegemony's historical records claimed humanity had been primitive then, requiring their benevolent guidance to reach the stars. But the massive vessel floating before them told a different story entirely. The ship was enormous, nearly 3 kilometers in length, its design unlike anything in current human or hegemony fleets. Instead of the sleek, curved aesthetics favored by modern shipbuilders, this vessel appeared functional to an almost brutal degree. Every surface served a purpose, every angle calculated for maximum efficiency. Weapon emplacements dotted its hull like the spines of some prehistoric predator. "Ma'am," communications officer Torres interrupted, "I'm picking up a transmission from the derelict. It's an old Earth standard." The bridge fell silent except for the soft hum of life support systems. Old Earth standard hadn't been spoken in over 6 centuries, preserved only in historical archives. Captain Chen nodded grimly. "Put it through." The voice that emerged from the speakers was artificially generated, crisp and emotionless. "Hegemony vessels have been eliminated. Threat level reduced to 0. Awaiting orders from Earth Command Authority." Dr. Vasquez worked frantically at her console, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. "Captain, I'm accessing the ship's external data ports. The vessel is designated ES-001 Prometheus Earthship, Prototype Series. According to these logs, it was launched in 2387, just 3 years before the hegemony made first contact." The implications hit Captain Chen like a physical blow. The official histories taught in schools across human space claimed that Earth had welcomed the hegemony as saviors, that humanity had been struggling with primitive fusion rockets when the advanced aliens arrived to uplift them. But if Earth had been capable of building ships like this. "Keep digging, Doctor," she ordered. "Lieutenant Kumar, maintain distance but scan everything. I want to know how that ship just vaporized 3 dreadnoughts." Kumar's readings painted an impossible picture. The Prometheus had used weapons that shouldn't exist, directed energy beams that manipulated matter at the quantum level, turning the hegemony ship's own hulls into unstable plasma. The power source appeared to be a contained antimatter reaction of unprecedented efficiency. "Captain," Dr. Vasquez called out, her voice shaking. "I've accessed the ship's historical database. The real history. God help us, the real history is all here." The truth unfolded on the main display like a nightmare. 800 years ago, Earth hadn't been primitive. They had been spacefaring, with colonies throughout the solar system and early interstellar exploration missions. The Prometheus had been the first of a new class of warships, designed not for exploration but for defense against an encroaching alien empire. The hegemony hadn't come as peaceful benefactors. They had come as conquerors. The database revealed the true story, a brutal first contact war where Earth's advanced technology had initially held off the hegemony fleets. But the aliens had been cunning. Rather than continue a costly military campaign, they had orchestrated a campaign of infiltration and sabotage. Key Earth facilities had been destroyed, the shipyards building vessels like Prometheus had been eliminated, and gradually, over decades, Earth's resistance had crumbled. The final blow had been a comprehensive rewriting of history. The hegemony had presented themselves as saviors, helping primitive humans reach the stars, when in reality they had been the ones who had bombed humanity back into the technological Stone Age. The other prototype ships, Dr. Vasquez whispered, scanning through manifest files. There were supposed to be 12 in the series. The Prometheus is the only one that escaped the initial attacks. It's been drifting here for 8 centuries, waiting. As if responding to their discovery, the Prometheus began to move. Its ancient engines ignited with blue-white fire, and the massive vessel turned toward the hegemony core worlds. More transmissions filled the communications channels, not just from the Prometheus, but from across the galaxy. Other human ships, hidden and forgotten, were awakening. Captain Chen realized that the balance of power in the galaxy was about to shift dramatically. Humanity wasn't the junior species in an alien empire that it had believed itself to be. They were the descendants of a star-spanning civilization that had been deliberately crippled and deceived. The Prometheus accelerated toward hegemony space, its weapons systems charging for the first time in 800 years. Behind it, the research vessel Meridian followed at a safe distance, carrying the most important discovery in human history. The war to reclaim humanity's true heritage was about to begin, and Earth's forgotten prototype warship would lead the way home. As stars wheeled past the viewports, Captain Chen couldn't help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden in the darkness between worlds, waiting to remind humanity of who they really were.